Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal, where it turns out the game does not autosave during missions at all. So that crash has taken us back to the very beginning of this one. Hey, check it out, Bluth Industries. I didn't realize their building was so big. The Bluth Corporation, sorry. Obviously they don't do any industrial work there. What did the Bluth Corporation do in Arrested Development? Do they just own land? Oh, the business of owning things. Okay, so we're going to have to just start this mission over from the beginning. I think we're going to be fine. We know approximately what the behavior of the enemies is going to be now, and it looks like it's exactly the same map, so we can take advantage of our knowledge a little bit. We still want to try to draw the guys from the base over here forward into the corner so that they come into conflict with the enemy, and we're just going to do that while exposing ourselves as little as possible. Because it seems like it's going to be a long one. We are going to need to remain healthy for as long as possible. This is a cool mission, though. I like that it's difficult and it's enough. It's difficult enough and it's enough enemies that it's an actual challenge. Because sometimes missions in BattleTech can be a little on the easy side. This is definitely, like, just numerically speaking, the hardest mission we've ever done, and I'm very pleased about that. It's time to do a thing. I should say I didn't make a lot of changes to setup, but I did alter our salvage and payout a little bit in the direction of taking additional salvage. I know that with the number of bonus objectives here, obviously, it could be really valuable to take this as full pay and just, like, put away 3 million C-bills from a single job. But in the long run, I think taking 6 pieces of priority salvage on this is going to actually be worth way more money.
There. Okay.
Alright, I think we have to get vision of the enemies, or we have to get a read on the enemies before the Lyran forces will drop. But I think we're gonna try to push this way a little bit more this time.
On my way.
What we really want to do is draw the Merrick forces toward this position, right? We want them to have to try to come around the buildings, because that'll mean that the Lyrans can hit them in the side.
We've got company.
That's a great position for a Merrick enemy to be in. That's super good for us. So there's a 100-tonner over there, and it's moving fast for a thing that size. That was a lot of distance covered there. What do we have as far as sensor locking goes? Is it just tire fire? I think it is just tire fire. Yeah, okay. So the Annihilator's the only person with sensor lock. Not 100% ideal. I mean, I guess we don't get a shot this turn no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. I think I am going to run over here. Let's get a reading on this. There aren't that many 100-ton mechs. Okay, it's another Annihilator. What is the... Well, I will investigate in a second. What is the stock loadout for an Annihilator? 4 AC-10s, 4 medium lasers. I mean, that's a scary mech. Those AC-10s, remember, are doing, what, 72 damage each? Each one of them is a headshot threat. It's not quite as bad as a mech carrying 4 AC-20s, but it's not that different. And also, it moves on 2. That's actually, like, that's pretty scary. They've put together a scary thing there. I think we're actually going to have the Hoplite move over here. I don't want the Hoplite to get shot by the Annihilator, but this should give us the ability to jump into battle and shoot the Annihilator right in its face. Such is my hope. Also, gosh, there are a lot of enemies. So I think we can probably just ignore these guys. They've come far enough forward that they'll be in hostile space. I'm gonna have the Dragonfly just run full speed over here. The thing about 4 AC-10s, 4 medium lasers is it's a loadout that generates a lot of heat.
Waiting on you, Commander.
And I'm debating with the Crab between a full sprint to try to just outrange this thing. Can we tell if it has jump jets? We don't get a reading on the thing, but we can look at each location. AC-10 ammo in both torso sections. It has no jump jets, okay. So it's going to have to actually clear the buildings. This is the other option, right, is just do a normal move into a brace to take advantage of the bulwark. If I don't sprint, we're looking at the Annihilator getting hit almost... Or if I don't stop in the open, we're looking at the Annihilator almost certainly getting hit. But if I don't run, I also probably don't get to shoot back. At least not the way I would like. I don't want to present too much. I think I'm just going to move to here.
You betcha.
And put up the bulwark. And hope that he takes the easy shot. Alright, the Lyrans have arrived. So they'll be fighting 3-on-4 over there while we take out this Annihilator, which should be, generally speaking, good for the plan. You definitely are not taking the turn. We could have the Dragonfly jump up and... Oh, we wouldn't even have fire or flamethrower range. I think we reserve down. I think we let this thing come to us. It's going to do some shooting that's going to be a little bit scary, but then we're going to probably have no problem killing it on our turn. Oh, interesting. Not the move I was expecting it to come down toward the ramp. And I've already given up on the idea of holding all the buildings. It seems so unlikely. Not a single shot hit the Dragonfly, but the poor Annihilator suffering for just standing nearby. So that's 2 different mechs that they have on 2 with LRM pods. Not a lot of LRMs, but those aren't these guys either. Those missiles came from that way, and they weren't turrets. We know they weren't turrets because they acted on 2.
Confirmed.
So that's a concern, right? That could be a real bad thing. We're not gonna be able to get a front shot. I guess it doesn't really matter. So we just take advantage of breaching shot, right? We jump the hoplite up here. We go just AC-10 to the face and see if we can get extremely lucky.
Roger that, Commander.
And I know standing on top of buildings and everything, dangerous, especially when your mech pilot feels the need to jump up and down with the 80-ton mech. But I think we're outside of his visual range, so we might be okay. Alright, here we go. 33% of 95%. We do not get it. Hit the arm. What's the armor like on that arm? Okay. So that sounds like that was 4 autocannons. That could be another Annihilator. That arm still has a lot of health. It's pretty bad for us that headshot didn't work. I mean, obviously, that was the most likely outcome, but it's still bad for us. So you have breaching shot as well. So I guess we have to debate here. Does it make sense to go for the head with a single AC-10? We're pretty unlikely to hit with 2 weapons to the head, because each one of those is going to be like a 14% shot. You can't get the full 18 from the side. But given that we're going to be firing into his side so much and we have so many weapons, maybe we just go for the leg. If we can take the leg out from under him, then we have all of the rest of this round and the next round to take his head off or just do whatever it is we need to do. I think that's the way I'm going to go. Because the hit chance is so much better. It's got to be pretty close, right? Yeah, 62.
I'm here.
Let's have the crab step in.
Moving out.
Not going to be able to aim, but the crab may be able to just dumbfire brute force.
Take this.
It was. It turns out that's exactly what the crab is good at.
Hit like that and you're toast.
So random headshot for... That's large laser damage there with the damage reduction. That's pretty good for us. Okay. So we have a bunch more enemies coming in, and now they're starting to fight the Lyrans. So this should devolve into a whole thing. A whole thing that the Lyrans should be able to win with us getting in the way here. It's an 85-tonner. Man, I'm not happy about that. Let me jump to a position where those guys don't have direct vision of me.
If you say so.
And here's the question. Do we want to start swinging for the head, now that his damage reduction's gone, and he's pretty messed up? Or do we want to just try to take that other leg? I guess with this mech, it's tricky because Grizzly doesn't have the ability to aim, basically. We can just go for the head and see what comes up. If we get lucky, we get lucky, and if not, other people can still pull the job.
Outside.
It looked like a fair amount of that went center, which is not bad.
Hell yes, it's on now.
Alright, that should stop the damage to the base for a little bit. So let's see, he has 157 center torso health remaining, or 175. Okay, we can just core him. We don't need another Annihilator. I should probably move forward enough that I can hit him with more weapons, though. Obviously has the danger of exposing the hoplite, and especially the building the hoplite is standing on, to enemy fire.
Engaging jump jet.
I believe that I'm on the ground now. I know, we clicked on a space where there was a tiny building, but yeah, okay. It was tiny enough that landing on it crushed it, so we are standing on the ground. I guess we just go center, right? We can totally core this dude. Not everything hit, though. Oh, another building down, huh? I mean, there's a lot of buildings in that base. I'm not too worried about it. Okay. So Dragonfly puts it to him front and center and hopefully gets the kill. I'll take it. That's not bad.
Enemy mech destroyed.
And we get to ace pilot ourselves over to some cover.
Okay, let's go.
Remember that the flamethrowers don't generate any heat for us when they fire, I believe, so we get to the turn where we jump in and try to savage someone at close range is a zero. Well, it's not a zero heat turn, obviously. There's the jump heat, but it's a low heat turn. Okay, small amount of damage dealt to them should distract them from the buildings. So, there is one mech in this group that is still has yet to go, and I guess I can get vision of it. I have aim and everything, although we know that it's going to be a we know that it's going to be in guard mode. So I think the actual plan here is we're going to stroll forward with the crab, give it vision of us. Oh, it doesn't have guard mode. It does have being a stalker mode, though. That's a pretty good thing. You know what I should have done? I should have added to the list on the mechs that we don't have how many parts of them we need. I want this stalker, so we're going to try to clip its head regardless. I'm going to fire a single large laser at it, I think. We're gonna bleed some heat here, but just make sure we get its attention. And then we'll have at it with the Annihilator at the end of this turn, and then the Marauder at the beginning of the next turn. And now that we know that guy has no defenses and also no evasion, I have high hopes for the Annihilator's move.
I hear ya.
How are you doing heat-wise? You are fine heat-wise. Heat is okay.
Moving out.
Alright, this right here. This is the dream.
This should be good.
There we go. That's so good. Oh my god, that's so good. What a strategy. Concerned about the damage we're seeing there. I think that might have been... That was probably whatever that Lyran 4 autocannon mech was. Oh, but that position... Man, it's hard to tell what's going on over there. So we're 7 rounds off of the first reinforcement wave. What I would like to see here is us sweeping up the alley and catching those guys. And we're gonna reserve down and let them take their turns first. I wanna jump them from behind here, and then we can press the Merrick dudes from the other side of the Lyrans. And the big advantage there. Okay, another building. It's fine. Everything's fine. 4 structures remain. That guy's like in pretty far. We may have to turn something around to go deal with him. Just remember, it's probably the case that all we have to do is get a single shot off. If we deal a little bit of damage to him, he'll start targeting us instead of the buildings. That might be a job for the hoplite.
Skipper.
I really, really like this, ooh, okay. I'll take it.
10-4.
I really like these multi-faction missions. These are so cool. Really good work, BattleTech team, making a thing that is super, super cool. Okay, fingers crossed.
Copy that.
Of course we got it.
I need a new target.
I'm so worried about the hoplite up on that massive building. Yeah, the multi-faction missions are cool, the urban maps are cool, the new mechs are cool, although there's a little bit, I think, of power creep going on. With the Marauder and the Annihilator being, like, so clearly better than every mech that came before.
Time to fly.
Right, give me vision. What are we actually looking at here? First of all, it's not 2, it's 3. There's a 100-tonner back there. Grasshopper and quick draw. I could be more worried about that quick draw. That thing's not that big of a deal. Actually, the grasshopper's not that big of a deal either. So this might be one of those breaching shot turns. Just thinking, looking at heat, and we did a jump this turn and everything. So if we're gonna just lance the head off of one of these things, it would be the grasshopper, because the quick draw we could kill with raw damage, right? We'll just try that, and that'll keep us from overheating too much, and then next turn we can go hard on all the weapon systems.
Uh-huh.
Where'd we hit him? Okay, that's not too bad. I'll take a torso shot. The bummer is when you go for the headshot and it turns into an arm hit. But torso and legs are both totally fine.
What? No.
Alright, what else can we get? Can the crab do anything else? I think this is a sprint turn for the crab. The crab's got to get
Got it.
in there.
Speed, no shooting.
Sniper turrets. Well, I feel bad for everybody who lived or worked in that building.
Here.
I mean, presumably they're not in there right now, right? Because the giant robot siren goes off and people evacuate. I wish we could wait even further on the Dragonfly's turn. I'm really concerned about jumping in here and getting turreted to pieces. Maybe... But I want to get close enough to actually be able to use my flamethrowers, because both of these guys are using a significant amount of laser weaponry. And also, the Dragonfly does have 1,000 armor. It's not like it's fragile. It's fragile enough to make me nervous. It does act on 2. So we'll be able to make it to some cover, and maybe even break line of sight from some of the turrets with this monument. I think I am in fact just going to jump in. Not wild about the amount of heat that I am not bleeding off here. Dragonfly design maybe needs a couple more heat sinks. Yeah. I mean, the turrets are already online, and we know the turrets are already online. Meyer, you're lying to me. I think I'm just gonna guard. We'll just put up bulwark here. Well, they're taking some of the turret fire. Yeah, like, guard with bulwark plus 5 evasion pips should get the Dragonfly through until the beginning of our next turn. We should be alright. We do have a serious question of tactics on the Dragonfly, though. Do I want to... there's no way, I was going to say, there's no way the AC-10 works at this range. Do I want to try to let it move before attacking it again? Because the bulwark, like, I would love to be able to actually use the full force of the Annihilator against it.
Up high.
Alright, we got to move in a little bit. Let's see if we get lucky. I'm going for it. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it for a 4th time.
Affirmative.
Okay, didn't get it. Went to the arm. That's a shame. A lot of damage, though. I do love an autocannon. I think the autocannon's probably my favorite class of weapons. Missiles are also very satisfying to use. It's a real statement to the game's credit that I get the opportunity to just fire like dozens of lasers at an enemy, or sometimes 6 flamethrowers, and I'm like, alright, that's okay, that's a B tier option. There are things that are cooler. Neither of these guys having any evasion. I think I am in fact going to reserve down with the grasshopper. I think it's in a position where it can just stand and take some hits before we try to do anything else with it. Stuff's blowing up. Pieces are coming off of things. 5 turns until reinforcements. We can keep a sort of a loose eye on what's going on via the objective indicators. None of the Lyrans have been destroyed. We killed one of the Merrick attackers. We've killed 3 mechs. So these are the Merrick attackers? Or no, sorry, okay. The Annihilator and the Orion and 2 other mechs over here were part of the Merrick attacking team. We killed those. And then the Merrick defenders are these guys. I think. Or maybe, no, this mech was a defender, that's an attacker, that's an attacker. So there's still a lot of stuff up, and the Lyrans haven't managed to kill anything themselves. But we have killed some things ourselves. I'm going to have the crab walk up and just put some shots into the quick draw, and I am not going to... I'm not going to aim. Because I think we need...
On my way.
We need to let these... We need to give these guys a chance to take some turns. We need to burn down some time here. Okay. Got his arm. Stripped the armor on the center. So there's decent odds that he moves now to undo the unsteady. Yeah, he's going to ace pilot. Which obviously gives us an opening on him. Depending where he stops... Oh. What an interesting and definitely wrong choice. Okay, hard to tell what that explosion was exactly.
What? No.
I will say it's a little bit of a bummer. Oh, I'm outside of melee range. I was going to say it's a little bit of a bummer that to punch him on his weak side, I have to stand outside of cover. But it turns out, no punching. No punching for me. Well, I don't really want to move in until after the grasshopper takes its turn. But I also don't want the Annihilator to go before the grasshopper, because I want to... Alright, I guess we're doing this. The danger of moving in here, obviously, is that the grasshopper could just run over and punch me really hard, because grasshoppers punch really hard. Or also, if I really move in, I guess if I do anything other than this, it's really easy for him to get behind me. I'm not going to bother using the flamethrower on this one. Oh, there we go. Okay, I can shoot into the weak side at least.
I may regret this.
And I got us Vision of a Turret. That's useful. We don't shoot at the turret, right? Oh yeah, because we would only get 1 large laser. We'll go ahead and we'll give it to this guy. I'm going to turn off all the flamethrowers, and it looks like 1 of the medium lasers. 2 of the medium lasers. That's a bummer. That's way more than I wanted to lose.
This might hurt.
A big benefit of doing that was that the little bit of stability, because he braced, he went down to his unsteady threshold. So a tiny bit of damage pushes him back past unsteady threshold, which means that any of our other mechs can knock him down now. One of the Merrick defenders... Oh no, one of the opposing Lyran forces went down. Also, somebody just overheated, is what that siren was. So they're very dedicated to not using the grasshopper until after my turn is over. What an annoying thing for them to do. So the question is, do we ignore the value of breaching shot for the headshots? And we could just shoot somewhere else, right? If we hit this side, we could take off 2 medium lasers and break his LRM ammo. Large lasers in the center. I mean, this halves his weapon damage, basically. Nearly. And that's a pretty easy shot to make. We could go in with everything, and we would get that job done through the bulwark, no problem. Or we could just, like, fingers crossed, try to get lucky with the headshot. I think I'm going to turn everything on and go for this.
All weapons are go!
Wow, almost nothing went to the place where it was supposed to go there. Spread that damage out around him very effectively. That was just a really bad turn for us. Some phenomenally bad work on the parts of almost all of our units. Poor Crab is absorbing all of that fire. Well, at least we're in a place where we can start working on the enemy turrets. Or we could ignore the enemy turrets. We could try to burn these two guys down real fast and then just hit the buildings and run. Remember, all of those bonus objectives are definitely a little bit less compelling with the small amount of base pay we took. Might indeed make sense. Did the grasshopper just not do anything? I think it just
Ready to rock.
passed its turn? Well, obviously I'm going to punch this guy. We punch pretty damn hard.
Yeah.
Alright. A low punch to the leg is actually like a really strong move. So it's very, very easy for anybody else to get the core now. Is that what we do with the Marauder, maybe? And if we manage to kill these two, then the turrets will mostly lose vision of us, I think. Yeah, that's exactly what we do with the Marauder. We just put this guy away.
Here we go. Target down, Commander.
I think this is going pretty well on the whole. That is a... Oh. That's a shame.
Medic.
I was gonna say, that's a great thing for the grasshopper to do.
Waiting for orders.
Oh, that wasn't just an overheat, whatever happened over there. It was an actual shutdown from heat.
Coordinates.
Don't see that all that often. They must have something with flamethrowers over there.
All weapons are go.
Okay, we did get a
That's a
headshot.
critical hit.
He's on 17 head health now. Obviously, the crab can take his head off.
Good to go.
Oh, we probably want to shoot from the front arc here. And I'm going to go for it. We're going to fire all the weapon systems at his head. A hit with either of the large lasers is good enough now, because he's no longer guarded, so he's only taking 40% damage reduction instead of 60. Yeah, because if he was still on 60, the large lasers would do 16 damage. Oh, right. I knew that. I knew we were going to have to vent. Okay, we got there. I probably should have turned off the UAC-20 that turn, actually. Just to save ammo, because we were semi-likely to get it. Alright. They have a lot of sensor lock capability, but not a lot of turrets that can take advantage of the sensor lock, it looks like. It's like the sniper turret and one LRM. I'm betting some of the turrets we're seeing over there are shredders with sensor lock. So should we show up and try to help the Lyrans?
Skipper.
To be perfectly honest, I think the answer to that is no. I think we just move in. Maybe I don't want to give vision to all of the turrets. But, like, this is probably okay. We just move in and start working the turrets and buildings, or maybe not even the turrets, like I was saying before. So oof, camera. All right, play nice. In order to win the mission, we must... okay, I can't get a health readout on the buildings because I don't have proper vision of them, I guess. We must destroy those 4 buildings. I guess I'm going to move to right here. This will give us
Advancing, I guess.
some decision-making vision. Heavy sniper turret with 119 health. 119 health on this as well. It's nice to see These turrets in bad shape. Apparently they don't get attacked all that much in the middle of the city. Large buildings. Okay, I think the buildings have enough health that it makes sense to destroy some of these turrets. The biggest danger here is that the reinforcement wave, if we try to base race, the reinforcement wave will do too much damage to our base before we can get back there, but I think we're going to be okay. So what do I care about most? The other mechs will have an easier time hitting the sniper turret, so I guess let's work the LRM turret with this one. The large laser was like the one thing that really needed to not miss. That really sucks. Okay, can you get... You can.
I got you.
Kind of.
Engaging target.
You can do a very small amount of damage to this turret. Well, the Annihilator is going to be able to put one of the turrets away. We might be able to get the further one with it. Yeah, those 72s, that's absolutely an Annihilator working AC-10s. Still only one Lyran down, though.
Commander?
We have no idea what the status of the other Lyrans is, obviously. Right, you do have the ability to split your fire, so let's figure this out. We only actually have to hit that with one gun. This thing, unfortunately, has 74 health. And here we're at 53, so even the smallest of our weapons kills it. Okay. We're going to give this guy all the AC-10s, and this guy both the AC-5s. Yeah.
Right, Commander.
Okay, beautiful.
Target destroyed.
So thus far, the behavior of these turrets suggests that the two remaining turrets don't have any long-range weaponry. So we can probably ignore them and just work the buildings. And then turn around, try to clean up what's left of the Merrick force, and then also reinforcements, obviously. So we don't have to move the crab at all for it to participate in this part, but I guess I should move it up a little bit, because we want it to be able to shoot at the other buildings, too, once we've revealed them.
Uh-huh.
Okay, never mind. One of those other turrets is an LRM turret, which means we should probably destroy it. Actually, a little worried about the darkness of the armor on the Annihilator's midsection. We might be seeing something pretty severe happening there. Pieces are coming off of the Lyrans. Oh, that was a leg, probably. Okay, it could be not great for us. Let's have the Grasshopper needs to move up and establish vision over all 4 of the buildings, and also, apparently, also a mech over here? Oh, that 100-tonner. Oh, that's interesting. The Annihilator's probably not close enough to shoot it in the back. In any case, I can't, like, heat is an issue. But yeah, that's definitely interesting. Okay. And run up to here, 2 evasion. Ooh, boy, that's risky. We could run up to here and hit vigilance. I'm gonna reserve, maybe. I'm just thinking we want to be a threat to this thing, but we don't want it to realize I'm a threat to it. I want to be able to shoot it in the back after it takes its turn, ideally. Come on, please go first. Just shoot enemies. You know you want to. So we don't exactly know what the state of the Lyran forces is. We know that one of them is missing some limbs, right?
Acknowledged, Commander.
Where are we at with this thing? 70 health? Okay, so I guess we'll give it We'll give it both the guns.
Engaging target.
Also, that was my Discord, not yours. Don't panic.
Heyday.
Trying to give this this guy over here a chance to do his thing. Okay, he just did it. Cut one of the Lyrans in half with a volley of autocannon fire, which means now is the optimal time to move up the Dragonfly. That guy has committed. Yes, he is still facing away. He didn't pull any ace pilot shenanigans. So I want to stand in such a way that I'm providing vision of that guy, but I guess I don't actually need to be able to shoot him. We do potentially need to be able to shoot that turret. I'm going to do this plus vigilance to get Bulwark up.
Moving to position.
So that's the LRM turret. This Annihilator is pretty overheated, but otherwise in reasonable shape. 55, okay. So they're still pretty tough from the back because a lot of their toughness comes from their structure rather than their armor. We're going to have at this dude, which is beautiful. If all the weapons hit,
I got him.
turns out it actually works.
Good to go.
Alright, the Annihilator cannot get a shot on their Annihilator, right? Right. But we can totally turn him off with the Dragonfly, because he's so overheated. So I think our play is probably just move forward and get buildings.
On my way.
We want to get these buildings quickly. You cannot shoot that one. You can shoot this one, though. 200 health means we don't have to fire everything. Turn off one of the autocannons. If we don't fire everything, we might not be able to... We won't be able to kill it. But I also need to make sure that we have enough heat to... Or we have low enough heat that we can shoot at the Annihilator next turn. So if we leave it at like 80 health, we can have the Crab finish it off, potentially. So let's say we drop a couple of the AC-10s on a full hit. That's still more than good enough. What if we just fired 2 AC-10s? That leaves us in a pretty okay place heat-wise.
Got it.
Okay. A miss is pretty bad. Especially since it
I hear
visually did not miss, and as such, got my hopes up.
ya. Uh-huh. Got it.
Okay. I did. Those ones did not visually hit. But they did hit. Alright, things are a little risky.
Skipper.
The Dragonfly has to jump in and give him the flamethrowers. Sorry, let me turn those on and make sure. Yes, okay. Totally functional.
Okay.
No heat control, which means we may not be able to fire any of the laser weaponry, but we are certainly going to fire all this stuff. So turn you off and you guys... Okay. Do we want to aim the shot then? The flamethrowers each do 5 damage. The medium laser does 25. The SRMs will do up to 32. So we could just try to go deep on that center. We'd be able to strip off the armor, probably. Open it up at least for the other mechs. But I don't know if it's worth the resolve, honestly. I'm gonna not do it. We'll just do it like this. Do I even want to fire any of the weapon systems then? Maybe we want to go heat negative this turn. You know what? For 32 damage, the SRM is probably worth firing. 32 damage for that much heat. Alright, that's awesome. So that guy's gonna have to just stand there and let us circle on him, which is great. Dragonfly doing 100% what it is supposed to do this mission. I don't know if those guys... I'm not 100% clear on how that's going to work. They show up at the end of this turn and can act immediately, I think.
Copy that, Commander. Firing.
Alright, so we have 2 buildings at about half and 1 building at full. Certainly not ideal. 95-ton mech just puts its fist all the way through one of the others. So there's still 2 Lyrans up. to distract the enemy, the first wave of enemy reinforcements, while we try to finish the job here. If I jump, I still actually can't get their Annihilator. Okay, so I need to do one more turn of just walking forward.
Moving to position.
Our Annihilator will be in finishing position soon. I think I fire both the AC-5s.
Right, Commander. Target destroyed.
Alright, so we got a reasonable amount of heat to work with next turn. I'm feeling pretty good about that situation. This is a big mission. This is a big, grand feeling mission.
What can I do for you?
I say I kind of like that mech in the Merrick colors. It looks good. Do we actually? Can we just grab this thing? Yeah, I could just center gut it with the UAC. That's probably a good move. We're gonna have to coolant vent. Oh, we can't. Okay, I will take this. This is acceptable. Actually, is it? Do we not fire the LBX then? No, we probably still do.
Got it.
Oh, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Both the UAC shots actually went where we wanted. What a dramatic...
You're dead.
What a drama queen. Alright, leopard inbound. It's not really a leopard. Okay, so we'll press these guys. It's a Victor, a catapult, another Victor. Ooh. Pretty scary. They're going to go straight for the buildings. So, LRM 30 plus lasers. That Thunderbolt's not exactly terrifying. That Victor has an AC 20, as does that one.
Confirmed.
So, a problem, potentially. Boy, we have to be so careful with that AC 20 on the line.
Yup.
So, we could have the hoplite turn around and shoot that guy in the back. If we hit him once, pretty decent odds that he pays attention to us instead of the rest of the mission objective. The buildings are in pretty poor shape at this point. I can't get a readout on that. We don't technically have vision of it. I think I have to turn around and get the attention of this other mech. And I guess I probably don't need to stand in cover because his weapons aren't even that effective at this range.
Roger that, Commander.
Plus, this gives me a little bit of information about what's going on over here. So that's an awesome 8T that's actually still in really good shape. That's good to see. And then we just need to hit a single shot into this guy, probably. That's probably all we need. 185 health in his legs. If we take off this side, we could maybe remove his SRMs and both of his lasers. That'd be 185 damage as well, but ammo bins. Is that better than taking the leg? I'm gonna go for it.
10-4.
We did not hit him at all. So I don't know if that will be enough to draw his attention. If just shooting at him is good. But yeah, they're clearly completely ignoring the mechs that they should be fighting in favor of the objective, which is a little... That's a little video gamey, but fine. This thing's like quite low, right? Okay, we have to... I have to establish vision over here anyway, it looks like, so why don't we just jump in?
Engaging. Jump jet.
Okay, 48 and 200. Turns out that's full health. It has no armor. Okay, well this should be easy enough. If the large laser misses, I will be sad. It did, somehow. Even though it visually hit. Okay. Leon's doing a good job drawing enemy attention. We have got to finish these buildings.
Right, Commander.
Alright, so obviously target B gets a single AC-5. Actually, maybe target B gets both the AC-5s. Well, in case of a miss, I guess it doesn't really matter how we distribute this. A building that takes a miss doesn't go down. So, okay. Enemy base is destroyed. Here to extract. So all we have to do is get back to the middle of the thing before the base is destroyed. They actually don't care at all if their base is destroyed after we leave. I'm just not allowed to let it die while I'm still here. And I believe we will leave
Good to go.
at the end of a round in which all of our mechs are in the extraction zone, even if, like we will leave immediately. There's no countdown or anything. So all we have to do is make it over there. I'm going to present myself as a target here, I think.
Got it.
And just... Oh, he might be killable, though. Yeah, my plan there was to present myself as a target and just bulwark up, but I'm going to go for it. Let's see if we can remove him.
Targeting enemy backside.
Wow, neither one of the UAC shots hit at all. That's a real shame.
AC-20 ammo bin is empty.
So he's got 100 health left in the center. Definitely still killable.
It's go time.
And also he understands that he's in danger, which, you know, maybe has some value. I'm going to have the Marauder attempt to grab somebody. That's the guy we just weakened. Actually, he jumped in such a way that he is showing his back to me. So, you'll notice that when we aim at him like this, his cover blinks. You don't get, or his guarded blinks. You don't get guarded from behind, which means he also will not get the benefit of his bulwark against this shot. So we're just going to drill center hard here. I have to get 100 damage through. Even with our low weapon accuracy, that's not that unlikely.
All weapons. Go.
Okay, cool. One more kill.
Tango is trash, Skipper.
We are absolutely trying to just get out of here. Oh, actually, I was going to say trying to get out of here before any more enemy reinforcements, but it looks like destroying the base stopped reinforcements from spawning. So we're going to reserve down then.
Sure. Just forget about me.
Grizzly's very dramatic. That Banshee turn around? Yeah. Or the awesome. No, wait. Yeah, the Banshee ran for. Okay. I'm a little worried about the Merrick forces coming after, or the Lyrans coming after us.
Affirmative.
So we're going to slow roll our first turn of walking here. Try to not provide ourselves as a target. Oh, hey, that turret. Right, that turret can still see me. Is that the Lyran awesome that's shooting at my
Moving armor left and right.
Marauder? Well, that doesn't make any sense. That's a terrible strategy. You're still outnumbered by the actual enemies, man. Don't you want to live? And we can have the Dragonfly walk around and try to blow this thing up because it's fast enough. It's fast enough that it shouldn't be a problem. Catch him back up. So if we do something like this, may as well pick this off, and it'll be a little bit of extra money. Ooh. Don't like that. That means we have to leave it alive. Well, at least we can shoot it and then move next turn, thanks to the magic of Ace Pilot. I have to, in order to be able to aim at the turret, I have to turn my mech around and walk backwards the whole way, which obviously is not ideal.
Don't need to
It's
tell
like,
me.
oh no, okay, we can do a forward and turn around. Left you low enough that a large laser hit kills you, so let's take them both just in case of a miss.
Kill confirmed, Commander.
Alright. A little bit of extra money and no more getting shot in the back armor. Turns out no shredder turrets. All good, useful long-range turrets.
Yep.
Alright, we are definitely placing priority on moving the Marauder to a position where it cannot be shot by Lyrans.
10-4.
Again, just trying to give them something else to do. Did a bunch of the enemy mechs
No.
just flee the battlefield entirely? Hold on, we're gonna reserve down here. Okay. The fighting is still happening, at least.
Hey.
You just used your turn. We're just gonna take it easy this turn. Let some heat recover and stuff. Yet the awesome is fixating on us now. I wonder if I accidentally hit it at some point. Crab's got to turn around and go this way. Maybe even at full sprint. Like sprint in and go vigilance for the bulwark and just try to draw all of the remaining enemy fire.
Going turbo.
Oh, but you have to hit vigilance first when you do a sprint. Right. Well,
Commander?
it has 1256 armor remaining. It will probably be fine. I think I will do this with you, though.
Double time.
Okay. Aren't you glad you're shooting at us now? And I don't think I actually want to make use of the enhanced initiative. I think we want to just pass down here. I just wanted to make sure that we were not in the open, because the armor's looking a little thin. We can't make it to the zone this turn, obviously. If I wait until as late as possible to do this guy's thing, it will probably evacuate us immediately once all of our guys are in the zone, even if it's not the end of the turn. So I think we could delay as long as possible this turn, make our moves as late as possible during Initiative 1, and then just sprint to the evac and have the thing end. Okay, that's fine by me.
Waiting on you, Commander.
So the crab needs to move in, and... Does the crab need to move in? Maybe this is the grasshopper's time to go? And another question is, do we even bother shooting at the enemies? It doesn't feel very worthwhile, does it? We could vigilance with both the crab and the annihilator, so that we can move everybody on Initiative 2. I think that's the plan. We just extract. Killing the Lyrians is theoretically valuable, and they do have, like, mech parts we might need. But we have enough mech parts already. Yeah, I think let's just, let's have the plan B. Everybody runs fast. Vigilance with the 2 Initiative 1 mechs. And just end the mission next turn before anybody has a chance to do anything about it. So we're gonna crab, vigilance, move up adjacent to the zone, and I may as well shoot somebody, or... No, I'm just gonna run in. Reinforcement Wave 1 still has 3 mechs in it. I'm not sure where the other ones have gone. I mean, presumably they're headed toward the base? Right, because there's this guy. There's still that catapult. Like, nobody did anything about that catapult, and we can see that only 1 mech was destroyed, and we know which one it was, because we did it.
10-4.
Alright, you do get to fire. Let me... hold on a second. I'm going to tab over to my list o mechs here, real quick. Mech scoring list.txt. Okay. What do we still need? Banshee 3E and 3M. This is the 3S. This was added later. It's not part of our completion list. The Awesome 8T is a mech we do have to get. And then the Victor 9B is also a mech we do have to get. We cored the other Victors. There's not a lot of Victor parts in the pool. That said, it also has 4 points of evasion. So I guess we do this. I guess we shoot at this this guy.
Here we go.
Oh, we got 1 headshot.
Waiting for orders.
And then with the Annihilator, we also must vigilance. And probably just sprint to make sure we get what we need to get.
Sprinting.
Mech warriors, Show 'em what you got.
Alright, now unfortunately... Okay, never mind. I was going to say, unfortunately, the thing with the AC-20 gets a turn.
Confirmed.
So obviously we're going to... Oh no, you can't make it into the zone without sprinting. I was going to say we're going to try to headshot that guy. Apparently not. Well, actually,
Hey,
we can have the Annihilator do it. I can have the Annihilator just step a little deeper into the zone. But I do want to be in the front arc. I guess I don't get the front arc no matter what.
Got it.
So what's the headshot from the side? Oh, it's 17. It's not quite as much of a reduction as I was remembering. And we get him on any weapon hit, even the weak one.
Got it.
Okay, cool.
Mech destroyed.
So yeah, that's what happened to the other mechs. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Three structures remaining. We're all good. Okay, so you have to sprint in. We may as well move the Dragonfly in next, because we can also throw a punch while we do it, which is fun.
Affirmative.
Yeah, kick him. Kicked his heatsink clean off. I'll show him.
That looked like a critical hit.
It's actually really good damage. Like, really, really good damage. Alright, and then this, I think, will be the move that ends the mission. But even if it's not, I'm fairly sure that the enemies don't have the 3 structures before the end of the turn. Okay, that was a little, What is that? Oh, Capellans. The Capellans have arrived to do the thing. Friendly reinforcements. We can leave whenever you're ready. It's weird that the Capellans were waiting to arrive until we left. Seems like they could have arrived at any time, and it would have been very helpful. But I'll take it. That's a really cool mission. I enjoyed the heck out of that. So, we're going to get 6 pieces of priority salvage here, and I think we've got some pretty good stuff to take. And even though we took a pretty bad payout, it's still, like, pretty bad relative to what we could have taken. That's still a lot of money. Unfortunately, Tirefire is wounded, and we have a bunch of difficult missions coming up here, so that is a shame. But no structure damage on the mechs. Feels pretty good. Structure damage on the humans, not ideal. Okay, so we do not have any parts of an Awesome 8T, and we don't have a finished one either, so we should probably take 3 of those. The Banshee 3M is on the list. Cyclops 10Q is not on the list, but we can finish it. And so I think I'm going to take that. Orion V, we totally have... Okay, we're finishing a Stalker. Sorry, that happens. Stalker 3F, it is on the list, too. That is a base game mech, so that's doing double duty, because also I just want to have a Stalker, obviously. And then the Victor 9S we have no parts of, and we do have to complete. Cyclops 10Q we do not have to complete, but it's right there. So both of these Banshees are on our list. You know what? I'm gonna take it on faith a little bit here that we will get there with those. We also do get another 21 things out of the loot pool. It's totally possible we'll get some of this stuff that we're looking at. But this is huge. This has a C-bill value that is way higher than what we chose not to take in raw payment. They gave me... Okay, if I hadn't taken the 10Q piece, I would have gotten the 10Q piece anyway. Quick draw... LRM 10++ is okay. 3 resolve gain comm system. A 60 damage PPC is disappointing, obviously, because that's one short of immediate headshot damage. But, you know, we know that there is a mech class that has bonus energy damage, so... Pardon me. If that sounded a little rough, you're hearing why there wasn't an episode yesterday. I had a minor medical event. But this PPC's damage can be boosted into headshot range with the plus 20% energy weapon damage on a Warhammer, which is not true of a base damage PPC. So, actually, a pretty decent piece of loot if we wanted to make like a long-range Warhammer. Or, you know, PPCs are ineffective at super close range, but I believe their ineffectiveness range is only 90 meters, and if you have enough, if you have enough of one of the stats, you can reduce that range by 90 meters to make them functional as point-blank weapons, so... Alright, what an extremely good pair of mechs to have finished. What do we want to replace? We probably don't need the fire starter in here. I kind of want to keep a couple of light mechs on the payroll, so to speak, for when we're doing easier work, so that we have something to audible down into. Which means I need to figure out... We need to drop something probably in the mid-range a little bit more. I'm going to put the Stalker in the storage bay for right now, and I'll figure this out when I can actually look at what's mounted on everything. We're going to do the same thing with the Cyclops. Pretty good odds that those both end up in the bay, though. Alright, that took forever, which is 100% my fault, but I don't feel bad about it at all. I had a hell of a lot of fun with that mission. I hope that it was entertaining for you guys as well. That is going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. There is still some very, very difficult work left to do here on Victoria, so come back next time, maybe later today, because I missed doing episodes yesterday and I would like to make those up, or maybe at the latest tomorrow for some more very, very high difficulty stuff. And we'll see you then.